What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another video, as y'all can see from the title. Tory Lanez attacker identified. Okay, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Now, Tory Lanez was stabbed yesterday in Tehachapi prison. There's so much speculation on if this was a 50-50 yard, meaning that they got protective custody and active gang members on the same yard, or if this was a SNY yard, which is a sensitive needs yard, which usually is filled with child molesters, snitches, gang dropouts. But I'm here to tell you that those yards are probably worse than the level 4s, because the level 4s still have structure. And the SNY, from my understanding, is just wild, wild west. There ain't no structure. And they have their own gangs there. You feel me? And they be waiting for the niggas who they got beef with from the level 4s to drop out or snitch or get some bad paperwork or fall out in some politics to come on over there so they can get their issue. Okay. But yes, this guy's picture, as you can see from the thumbnail, is up there. He's got a fucking pentagram tattooed on his fucking neck, which only people I ever seen with that kind of shit are weirdos. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of, now I'm wondering, like, is he on a fucking 50-50 yard? That don't mean that he's bad, you know. But it could mean, I don't know, man. We don't know. But that's not what is important. What's important is, you know, he is the person who allegedly stabbed Tory Lanez. You know, his name has been put out there. He is 42 years old. Santino Casio is his name, if I haven't mentioned it yet. He was doing life with the possibility of parole for second-degree murder and first-degree attempted murder since 2004. Now, somebody might say, how can you get a second-degree murder and a first-degree attempted murder? Why ain't it all just first-degree? Well, this is a situation that could happen. He probably went looking for one specific person, shot at that person, didn't hit him. That's the attempted murder, and killed an innocent bystander or somebody who didn't have nothing to do with it, or somebody who was with that person, which he didn't mean to. That wasn't his intended target. And that's probably how he got the second-degree murder. But he had life with the possibility of parole. I don't know if I said life without parole, but he has the life with the possibility of parole. And he's been locked up since 2004. So he's definitely hit the board a few times and been denied. And, you know, he's 42 now. So he's damn near done more time in prison than he has even alive. You feel me? So he's definitely institutionalized. I wouldn't be surprised if he was even on medication and probably was off his meds that fucking day. You know, because there's no reason that a Mexican person would be attacking a black person in prison unless you're in one of them SNY yards where it's just all out, every man for himself. It was a paid hit and it was sanctioned by the Mexican guy's race, or, you know, he just is a J-Cat and he did it upon himself. He could have been mad about anything. Who knows the history between him and Tory? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But what we do know is that he allegedly stabbed Tory. Tory got stabbed 14 times, which is a fact. His lungs collapsed, but he is doing okay. Now, I've watched other videos, and for everybody saying, you know, they was thinking like me, like, man, it's got to go up after this. I heard recorded phone calls that are on the internet, on YouTube, so I'm not snitching or making any of this shit up, of the inmates who are there at the prison who are currently on lockdown. And they said when they get off of lockdown, it's going up. It's going up. There will be some retaliation for this. Even if Tory don't come back to that prison, they still are on the clock now. The ball's in their court to make a move, and they have to set a demonstration. In prison, it don't matter. You have to set a demonstration whether you want to or you don't. If you don't do the crime, and you won't have to do the time. You won't have to worry about none of that shit. But if that's one of the things about prison that people don't realize, is that, especially in California, is that when it's time to go, you better be trained to go. Otherwise, your ass gotta go. You feel me? And, you know, so it's definitely not going to be the end of this story. You know, I'm glad I didn't have to report. I'm not a fucking journalist. I'm not a YouTube nigga either. I'm just a nigga on YouTube. But I'm glad I didn't have to make a video. Let me correct myself about Tory Lanez dying, because I actually enjoy his music. And I don't, you know, part of me feels like it ain't fair that he's in prison anyway, when there was a lot of holes in that fucking case. But everybody plays a role in every situation that they are in life, and he should have never put himself in the situation to even be either doing the act that he was accused of or being falsely accused of the act that he was accused of. And that's a whole nother story about how men should be mindful of the women that they deal with in life. But that's a whole nother story. We're talking about this right now. Like I said, Santino Casio, been locked up since 2004. He had all day. He ain't give a fuck. You definitely lost that with the possibility of parole for this attempted murder. That's going to be attempted murder charge right there. He already had previous stabbing since then inside. So this dude is no stranger to the knife, okay? But what it was over, we don't know. If any gang is claiming him, we don't know. There ain't nobody came out and said, yeah, we taking credit for that. But what we do know and what I've heard is that the black inmates are not feeling this, and they said that it's going up as soon as they let off lockdown. So we'll see, man. I'm glad Tory's, alive. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. King.